You're lost in the funk, Jimmy. Dim, tell us about your time in Brooklyn. What was your experience moving to New York City to pursue your music career, and why did you leave and come back to Madison?
Oh wow, this is the story of the stories. So Brooklyn was amazing. I was living in Manhattan, and then I moved to Brooklyn. I ended up in Queens. Brooklyn, it was challenging, man. So the story goes like this. So like I moved to Brooklyn with one of my best friends at the time, and he breaks his neck after moving in together about 3 weeks and paralyzes himself. So
Wow.
that was how Brooklyn started off for me. One of my best friends getting paralyzed, and then I pushed through that, and I finally moved, and I moved in with another person, and she goes to jail like 3 weeks later. And then I was like, I'm not no more roommates. And then I got my own place, but that's when I met my friend John, who's a guitar player, and then we started our band in Brooklyn. And we had a band together for about 5 years. We had a really cool band called the Binks, and we rocked all the the local Manhattan spots, Harlem, Brooklyn, Queens, and it was a great time, man. We went through about 8 drummers, trying to find the right drummer. That's always been my case.
Your Spinal Tap moment.
What's that? Spinal Tap? Is that
Spinal Tap moment?
Is that what happens in Spinal Tap? They always
every drummer he gets killed off.
Oh wow! So it's not just me. Okay. But it was a great time, man. I learned so much about tenacity, and so much about the willing to keep going, because it's not so easy just to have a band. You gotta like rent space and travel from different parts of the city to get together and rehearse and audition people, and and then you gotta have a good rehearsal space, and I was a lot younger too, so I wasn't as resourceful as I am now, but it just taught me so much about like perseverance, and getting through really, really challenging times to do music, and making a lot of sacrifice, man. It was really challenging. I'll just say that much.
What brought you back?
What brought me back? I was done with New York City. I packed my stuff and I was going to travel the country, and I literally left New York the last February 28th, 2020.
Wow.
And my first show was in Milwaukee at the Pabst Brewery, and we know what happens next.
Right.
So I was homeless.
Lockdown.
Yes, so I was homeless. I was in my mom's attic for the first time in almost 25 years. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. And so I was going to travel. I was going to Austin. I was going to Phoenix, and I was going to California. And the pandemic hit, and I was in Milwaukee, and I didn't know anyone in Milwaukee, but I knew if I came home to Madison, I'd be able to have some resources. So I came back to Madison, man, and just rented a place, and because I didn't want to go back to New York. I saw what was happening out there, and all the people dying and stuff, and I was just like, I don't even have a place. What I'm going to do? I'm going to go back and do that. So I was like, you know what? I've been away from home. I'm gonna come back and just stay. And then my uncle was here, and we just started doing those little online shows at the Cafe Coda for Hana, and then from there, just Joe White jumped in with us, and Rick Flowers at different times, and
Joe White,
the mighty Joe White. That's my guy, man. I love Joe White. And I just stuck around. I did some research about pandemics, and it says it takes about 2.5 years for a pandemic to run its course. And we're at 3 years now,
and you're still here.
Yes, that is.
And you're coming out with an EP called the Adem Tesfaye Band, and we heard about your uncle earlier. Tell us about your band and the album.
Well, that dropped in September. We released that we played at the High Noon Saloon, the band. Joe White's on that. That's that song "Pressure" that he was just playing, and I played earlier is on that EP. And then we have Alberto Gloria on the keyboards and vocals, LaCour Yancey on bass, T.C. Thomas on lead guitar and rhythm guitar, myself on vocals and lead guitar, and rhythm guitar, and somebody, and then Ja Boogie from the Natty Nation played drums on a lot of that stuff. Yeah.
Wow. We just had him in the studio tonight.
No way.
Yeah, he was here at 6:30.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's promoting his new record, right? That's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played drums on that. So
Wow.
we sat in for that.
Small world.
And so yeah, we finished that record, and then yeah, we just promoting it still a little bit. And right now I'm recording a solo piece, solo project, as I am preparing for some travel.
Nice.
I'm going to Europe. First stop is Paris, and then Brussels, and then Amsterdam, hopefully, right? Is that what's on the list?
Yeah. Gotta go to Amsterdam. Well, hey, let's get back to live music with A Demtas Fade and The Devil's Lair, presented by Salvatore's Tomato Pies. This next song is from the new A Demtas Fade band EP. It's called Concrete Maze. Is this a song about city mice?
No, actually. Funny enough, this song is dedicated to my younger brother, who was murdered back in 2015. Well, no, 2017, sorry. Yeah, he was shot in Mississippi. Yeah, it's kind of a sad story. But it goes back to the hardship of the reality of life and this part you can't keep out, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. So yeah, I dedicated this song to him and any other young people that are struggling and trying to figure out and find their way in a world that doesn't really care what you look like or how you feel about things. So that's what this song is about. Tony. Mm-hmm.